Wake up. Ebro in the morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
You shouldn't be saying that on the air.
You know me, I'm always watching. The Democrats one day are getting lambasted for folding up and coming back to the Capitol Hill to reopen the government. They caved. People are blaming Chuck the Schmuck and calling names of Democratic senators that they're going to get out next year or the year after and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And within 24 hours, the Epstein engine revs again.
Release the files.
Release the files. And then emails get released that were subpoenaed by both Republican and Democratic Congress folks. They were subpoenaed from the Epstein estate. So these aren't from the files. The files have yet to be seen. Will we see them? We don't know. But the real question I ask, is anybody going to jail?
You've been asking that question for years.
Hit the ball.
Long time.
Also, reports came out that Ghislaine Maxwell, after, doing her interview where she was, brown-nosing up to Trump and they switched her to a more luxe jail, and the Department of Justice went down there and met with a convicted sex offender. She's using the warden at the jail to get messages out to Donald Trump. That came out yesterday, too.
But he, whenever he talks about her, he acts like he barely knows her. Doesn't even know who she is.
Well, he acts like he barely knew Epstein, too. And he's in the birthday book, and he's
they were
in
close.
articles talking about how they, hang out. And Epstein likes young girls. And
Even younger than him?
Even younger than him. And he's on the flight log multiple times. And emails came out yesterday where Epstein was talking about Trump to Michael Wolff, who's written multiple articles. So, yeah, as we've all suspected for some time, at the highest levels in the land, trafficking girls under the age for their sexual pleasures runs rampant. And that's why people want to see these Epstein files. I think they also want to tee them up because the Democrats just came off these elections where they did so well, and they want to get ready for the next batch of elections and continue to drive this MAGA thing into oblivion, because that's what this is really about. I don't know if we'll ever see the files. I don't know if anybody will ever go to jail.
I doubt it.
But they want to create a narrative where this Donald Trump thing is clearly a disease, a cesspool, and needs to be and people are abandoning ship in droves.
The front page of the New York Post. Dirty clicks. Lapdog laptop media falls for another damn mudslinging Trump hoax. And then the article underneath by Miranda Devine, her op-ed. What else is new? The left is pushing another desperate anti-Trump hoax at a false Epstein smear campaign. Yo, can you imagine how the right would be handling this if Joe Biden had been this close to Epstein?
Yeah.
Yo, the plausible deniability is so bad with these people, what they make up. Yesterday, I saw some right-wing content person, his defense, he was like, the media's evil. Look at what they're doing. They're making things up. They redacted the name of the victim in the things that we saw yesterday. Do you know why? Because that victim has already come out and said that Trump was a complete gentleman. I love that their biggest defense they have is not that Trump did not spend hours and hours with an underage victim, but that he was a gentleman when he was spending time with her. Hit the button. Yo,
bro.
Your defense.
Yeah, so wild.
Bro, they openly admit, he was hanging out with an underage trafficked girl, but he didn't do anything. What the hell are we talking about?
We're talking about a society that is accustomed to criminality, corruption, and also sexualizing young girls. You know, there's an age demographic in this country that is definitely accustomed to sexualizing young girls. If you're 60, 50, 60, 70 years old in this country, you were alive when it was okay for a 30-something-year-old to be dating a 17-year-old.
Or a 15-year-old.
Or a 15-year-old.
Or a 13-year-old.
We're of age where Russell Simmons was openly dating Kimora, and her parents were cool with it.
Wow.
Let's not act like we wasn't around for that. We was around for that.
Oh, yeah. Lots of stuff.
Yeah.
R. Kelly and Aaliyah were at first. Before anyone knew the history of R. Kelly, people knew they were like dating.
And Trump was on many platforms back in the 80s, sexualizing his own children.
But again, this is where it gets hard. He's been doing all these things, right? So someone said to me yesterday, and this really,
Well, I was just speaking to how people do the mental gymnastics to try to, but he was a gentleman. Because they're of an age, likely, where they're still not picking up that these things weren't okay then.
Yeah, he didn't run into her at a bar mitzvah. It was at Jeffrey Epstein's house. This is what was going on there. Why are you there? And someone said to me, they go, well, the thing about the Epstein files is, it's kind of hard. It's kind of glass houses, right? Because, like, there are Democrats there, too.
So,
I said,
release them all.
I said, okay. And they went, so what's the difference with Trump? And I went, well, Trump is the sitting president. And they were like, oh, but there's a big difference between being sitting president and former president. I went, yes. I wouldn't vote for Bill Clinton again if we now know that he was hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein right and left. What? What do you mean there's no difference between sitting president and former president?
I mean that, but whether you're Republican or Democrat, if you're in here,
Yes.
you get people are coming, you're getting voted out.
Bro,
Which is
release
why I
them
go back
all.
to where I started. Will we ever actually see these files? Or are they just revving up the engine to create a narrative because they know it makes Donald Trump and the MAGAs squirm?
But also there's another hard piece here to me, which is that we don't know what files means. We don't know that there's anything in there that is the thing. We just all know it was clearly going on.
Well, no, and once again, we know that it makes Donald Trump squirm and he tries to run distraction tactics.
Something's in there.
Well, listen, but we found the note in which he wrote the guy and said, here's to another wonderful secret. And like, whatever the line was. And no one... He just goes, that's not me.
They pulled up warships at Venezuela and started blowing alleged drug boats out of the water and started a war with Iran and started talking and ran 100% tariffs up with China to change the news cycle.
Yep.
Hit the button.
All right, well, check this out. So Akon was busted, a.k.a. arrested, because, he was driving a Cybertruck, okay, in Georgia. The battery died. Standing in the middle of the road. First of all, hit the button. Don't you get, like, massive amounts of alerts?
Congratulations.
Like,
You played
battery is
yourself.
about to die.
By the way, you get the button for driving the Cybertruck. That's the first one.
Period.
It's the ugliest piece of metal I've ever seen in my life. Yo, Shawnee, that thing is so ugly, bro.
Yo, it
You
looks
gotta-
like a trash
Yes.
can on wheels.
it's so bad.
on wheels.
So battery dies. Then police come, and they're trying to tow the car or whatever, and then they get his license. Wait, your license is suspended?
damn
Why?
Wow.
Failure to appear in court back in 2023.
What?
Don't say that.
Oh, God. Yeah, so they arrested Akon. He was released, and now, he's in a lot. He's just going to have to deal with all this. But, bro, oh, my God. Middle of the road, battery died, license is suspended. Hit the button.
Wait, are you saying that Akon got locked up?
Congratulations. You played
I
yourself.
see what you did there.
Locked up, they won't let me out.
Hey.
And I had a long day in court, stressed me out.
Listen, Cass, I know sometimes I get accused of acting like some sort of intellectual snob on the show, even though I'm certainly no mathematician. But earlier during Laura Never Loses,
Okay.
there were two questions back to back that were troubling. One was a quote that seemed like pretty obvious a guess might be The Godfather. Shawnee, what was the line from the movie again?
I'll give him an offer he can't refuse.
Can't refuse. Right, I'll give it up. No
Okay.
one guessed The Godfather. Okay. All right. They got to go to another tiebreaker. So Griff sometimes writes in questions that are very easy just so Shawnee can end this thing.
True.
Shawnee, please play the end of Laura Never Loses.
Uh-oh.
Math equation.
Math. Okay.
What percentage is 3 out of 5?
3 out of 5?
3. Oh, nobody called the name.
Laura,
Laura.
70%?
Incorrect.
What?
7. Ebro,
No.
Ebro, 65%.
Incorrect.
What?
Rosenberg, do you know?
What 3 out of 5 is percentage wise?
Yes.
That would be 60%.
60% is correct.
Yo, hit the button, Shawnee. Just hit the button, please.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Yo,
Guys-
you know what though? I would have gotten it wrong too.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You can't.
I get the biggest button because
No,
it's
Ebro,
super
it's-
easy. It's super easy.
2 for 4 from the line. No, now he's 3 for 5 from the line. That's
Exactly.
Like
See,
how?
2 for 4, I'm with you. 3 for 5, you lost me. I'm
Well, and
confused.
by the way, 3
You
for
lost me.
5 is
You lost
just
me.
6 out of 10 simplified. Griff just reminded me. It's
No, there's no way.
ridiculous.
We're
No,
talking.
I'm an idiot.
No,
I'm
we're
just saying
Give
I'm an
us
idiot.
the button.
You
Give
lost
us
me.
le bouton.
I don't
I'm an
understand.
idiot.
This is why we do radio.
There were little kids in the car, 7
No,
years
not
old.
yet.
going,
They're in the car
"Daddy."
now. They're in the car now, and they got to be at school at 8, 8:15, 8:30. And yes, I screwed up 3 out of 5.
So if any children who know their percentages
Yeah.
want to call up and give Laura and Ebro the business, please feel free. Teach them something about percentages.